Alright. The name is Dale. Doing a movie review for Spider-Man Far From Home. I'm also going to do a quick review of Dark Phoenix, the latest X-Men movie. And I'm also going to do a quick recommendation for the movies Hotel Mumbai and The Arctic. These reviews and recommendations are done on behalf of Audio Liquor Mag, Audio Liquor Magazine. Going to start off with Spider-Man Far From Home. This time around, Peter Parker is going on a European trip that's organized by his high school. He wants to take a break from being Spider-Man. He just wants to have fun, enjoy himself, get the girl he has a crush on, and just hang out with his friends, his high school friends. But it gets sidetracked by this threat, and he gets a little help from Mysterio to fight off this force called the Elementals. In order to fully understand and appreciate Spider-Man Far From Home, you would have had to have seen Avengers Endgame, because it has a lot of connections. In fact, the very first act of Spider-Man Far From Home deals a lot with the aftermath of Endgame. So you're going to be lost if you haven't seen Avengers Endgame. And the cast consists of Tom Holland. He plays Spider-Man, reprising his role as Peter Parker / Spider-Man. You have Samuel L. Jackson reprising his role as Nick Fury. You have Zendaya playing MJ, Mary Jane. You have Jon Favreau, who's reprising his role as Happy. You have J.B. Smoove playing one of the teachers who goes on his European trip, who's like chaperoning the kids. You have Jake Gyllenhaal, who's playing Mysterio. You have Marissa Tomei, who's reprising her role as Aunt May. And when it comes to diversity, this overall cast screams it. It just jumps off the screen. You have Asians, Indian, Latino, blacks, of course whites, all playing a key role in this film. And the film has a twist in the middle of the movie. It flips the script. I saw it coming, but that's because I'm well versed in the Spider-Man lore, the comic books. I was into the comic books. I know about the world of Spider-Man, so it didn't surprise me. But if you're not familiar with those comics and not familiar with the villains, you're going to be surprised. So I think someone like that who knows nothing will appreciate this movie even more than I do. And I like the movie a lot. And I also think the film is it has some deep messages under the surface. It has some hidden messages. They don't hit you over the head with anything. But I don't know if they did that intentionally. I don't know if that was the plan. But they do have some deep kind of thought if you're open-minded to what you're seeing on the screen and hearing. I think it was well written, very clever, funny, entertaining movie. It has a good balance of comedy and the stakes being high. It's serious when it needs to be serious, but also it keeps the laughs coming, but it doesn't overdo it with the jokes. The action and CGI, the special effects are done very well. They didn't blow me away, and even though they're top notch, in order for that to make sense, I will have to give spoilers. I'm not going to give spoilers. You have to stay for the 2 post-credit scenes. They're very mind-blowing. And in order, again, to appreciate and understand the second post-credit scene, you would have had to have seen the movie Captain Marvel, which came out earlier this year, to understand that. If you didn't see Captain Marvel, you're going to get totally confused with the second post-credit scene. So I still think Spider-Man Homecoming is my favorite Spider-Man movie. You have a lot of people, well, I ain't gonna say a lot of people, but some of the podcasts that I listen to dealing with movies and things of that nature, the folks on there, they love Into the Spider-Verse. That's the animated Spider-Man movie that came out late last year. They think that's the best Spider-Man of all the Spider-Mans. Better than all the live action Spider-Man movies. So I don't agree with that at all. But this would be probably my second or third favorite Spider-Man movie. It's that good. I would give it a B+. I was thinking maybe it's an A- movie, and it probably is once I really think about it, because I really do think it's that good. But it's, to me, the action, even though it's done very well and the special effects are done so well, it's kind of secondary to the story and the chemistry that certain cast members have on the film. If that make any sense. Like I said, I don't want to spoil anything, but the action doesn't really blow me away. But anyway, going to move on to Dark Phoenix, the latest X-Men movie. I saw it kind of late. People were crapping on this movie, saying it was bad. And to be honest with you, I didn't think it was bad at all. I thought it was a pretty solid movie. It's not great by no means, but it wasn't bad. I didn't understand why I was getting so much hate. The movie, if you're not aware of what the movie is about, X-Men, of course, are based on comic book characters. Jean Grey, one of the X-Men, she develops these incredible powers on top of her already mutant powers that corrupt her and turn her into the Dark Phoenix, turn her evil, so to speak. And the rest of the X-Men gotta figure out whether they're gonna try to save her, whether they're gonna try to kill her, destroy her. Some on one, some are like, we gotta save her, we gotta turn her back to her old self. Some like, we gotta get rid of her. So I thought the movie action scenes were done pretty well. I would give this movie a B-. It's not that bad. It's considered a flop because it's not making the money that they spent to actually make the movie. It's considered a failure. But I didn't think it was a bad movie at all. I thought it was better than X-Men Apocalypse. Definitely thought it was better than X-Men Last Stand. It's not the worst X-Men movie. It's not. It wouldn't be at the bottom, so I don't know. But it was just good to see Fassbender playing Magneto again. I think he plays that role very well. I'm going to miss him playing that role, because now that Disney owns these X-Men characters, they're going to totally reboot and they're going to recast all the X-Men. So you're going to get a new Wolverine. It won't be Hugh Jackman no more. You're going to get a new Professor X. It won't be McAvoy no more. So there you go with that. So I'm looking forward to see what Disney/Marvel does in the future with the X-Men. Going to move right along to Hotel Mumbai. This movie came out earlier in the year. I didn't see it at the theater. Props to my boy, my folks, Darrell. He was talking about this movie when it came out in the theater, saying that he thought it was going to be good. I think he actually went to the theaters to go see it. And I have to admit, I was sleeping on it. I said, I'll wait for see that at home. End up waiting and seeing it at home, man. I was very impressed. That's a movie I would have saw at the theater. It's a very good movie. The movie is based on a true story. It's about these terrorists who basically run up in the Taj Mahal Palace Hotel in Mumbai, India. And they just start shooting up the place, killing any and everybody they see. And it's about the hotel workers and the guests fighting to survive, making sacrifices, things like that. And it's a very good movie. It hits home because it's basically a mass shooting, because these group of guys just run up in the hotel and they just start killing people, just start shooting people. They don't hold people for ransom. They not asking for the government to let their comrades out of prison. None of that. They just going in there and just shooting people. So it's very disturbing, being that we didn't have so many mass shootings in the USA. So it really hit home. So I highly recommend you see that rent that or stream that, however you can see it. I'm going to move right on to The Arctic. This is another movie that came out in the beginning of the year. I didn't catch it at the theater. I saw the trailer before it came out in limited release at the theaters, and it looked interesting. It's a survival movie. It stars Mads Mikkelsen, who's one of my favorite actors. Very good actor. It's basically like Castaway, but instead of being stranded on an island, you're stranded in the Arctic. So his plane crashed, he's stranded, and he's trying to survive. But the kicker is, and this is a small spoiler, but not that much of a spoiler, it's a plane that comes to find him and rescue him, and that plane goes down. So the one survivor of that plane crash is in real bad shape, and now he has to try to not only save him, but save that person as well. So he has to decide, should he stay where he's at? He's built kind of like this makeshift kind of not cabin, but he's made do with the plane that crashed, the plane that he was in that crashed. He's kind of made do and been able to survive ice fish and things of that nature. Now he can't stay there no more because this person is real injured. Now he has to figure out, he has to try to travel with this person and try to get somewhere where they can get saved. So it's a very good movie. I will give it a B+. I'm done. I'm finished. There you have it.